What's good, people? We're back with another episode of Four Quarter Talk podcast. We're deep into the final. Well, we're a couple games into the finals now, and we got a series. We got a series. It's tied. Miami stole home court. But I'm Josh Masoki, joined by.
Matas Barnauskis.
We're gonna get into it. First, we're gonna start with a couple coaching hires. There's more coaching news. We'll start with Monty Williams. The Pistons, they just kept throwing more of a bag at him until he couldn't refuse. And now we got coaching supermaxes in the league now. Like that was a crazy contract to see. Because at first I saw Monty to the Pistons, like I was scratching my head a bit. But I mean he got the dream role right now. He got no pressure, young core, and just that he making more than most. I don't think there's not a player on the team that makes more money than him.
Yeah, I doubt it. There is, at least
There
for now.
literally isn't because their best players would be Cade. They're all on rookie deals still. Uh, and I think we were talking about this last week when we were talking about coaches getting fired quickly and EuroLeague coaches. And I was saying it's hard to kind of manage your team when there's these players that are making way, way more money than you. But now it's kind of reversing. It's got a college feel to it because they got a really young roster. They got a coach there who's known for bringing in that culture, and the Pistons are clearly going all in. They've got a nice young core, and they're hoping that they can have that. I mean, this is a long-term investment. They're hoping for that Suns type leap because you remember back to when they first hired Monty, the Suns were that perpetual losing team, and they're hoping they can have that uh under Monty. But what do you think of the hire?
Well, I think the fact that, like as you said, they have young core, but it's actually like young and good core, so it's like very bright future for the Pistons. And when you hire Monty, as you said, like with Suns, they went from being losing team to like going to NBA Finals, and with this core, I can easily see that Monty can do wonders because, as you said as well, there's no pressure on him.
Yeah, it's not.
Like literally, like no one really cares for at least for like next few years. They're like how bad they're doing. But yeah, I think like it's perfect hire. But yeah, the amount of money they like threw at him is like it's
I'm
mental.
I'm being so serious. Outside of maybe Coach Pop, like this is probably the best deal that you could possibly have as a coach because you have everything. Normally, if you're getting paid a lot, you have a lot of pressure, or if you have a lot, like he's not giving up anything. Like he has all all the money he could possibly ask for. He's got no pressure on him, and he's got full control. Like, and he's got a young core, so he's not getting thrown in a situation that Silas was thrown in with the Rockets. People forget. I'm seeing a lot of people forgetting about Cade and how good he was and how highly touted he was coming out just because he got injured. But they've got a really nice core. Jalen Duran, like that hurts me because we he should be a Thunder in my opinion. That hurts me, but they've got a good thing going over there, and I like to see teams that are even the Rockets, teams that are clearly uh you're not seeing too many teams that are trying to be bad for a long time anymore. Everyone is kind of on the clock, like okay, we got our draft pick now. Let's go. Let's keep it pushing. Like how I don't know how many teams have a long term let's be trash plan anymore. I mean,
Probably Hornets every
oh
single
yeah,
season
oh my god,
of their
I forgot
existence.
about the Hornets. Outside of the Hornets, no, there's a lot less poverty franchises now. There's a lot less.
Yeah, way less. Yeah.
Kings in the playoffs, looking like a bright future. Rockets just got Ime. Um, even though I still don't trust the Rockets. I think
Oh yeah, Rocket probably underwear
they're
like they
still
are very
poverty.
similar
They're
to
still
the
poverty, but at least they're
Hornets.
trying to be good now. But they're still poverty. I mean, if they go in now throw money at if they go throw money at Harden and I've seen Chris Paul as well.
Chris,
Yeah, yeah.
so they want to get the let's get Westbrook as well.
No, let's get Clint. Let's get Capella.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh, they're just trying to get that. They'll never get over that 2018 run.
Yeah.
never get
What,
over.
27 3-pointers missed?
Yeah, Pat get PJ Tucker in there.
My
Uh,
God.
to be fair, speaking of that 27 misses, I really thought that I thought the Celtics were about to do that in the Kings. It was like, damn, they keep missing, and it was at the start of the game as well. But yeah, it's good. I think it's good on both sides. It's a win-win. Because you have to throw that type of money to get him. Everyone is just expecting him to just bounce straight to a contender again. But no, it's good to be able to come and start something as well, because he's
Yep.
coming in knowing that he's gonna have his footprint on the whole future of the Pistons, pretty much.
And they have pretty high draft pick as well. I think what number 5
Yeah,
this
yeah,
year. So it'll be interesting. But yeah, like very bright future for the Pistons. I think like there's a few teams like with young core and like bright future have like Pistons, brilliant young core. I think Magic as well. They have like very good young core. Like Thunder, I'm not speaking about Thunder because they're already good.
yeah,
Because they you get better, but like, but the teams that were actually like
yeah. No, I get
trash,
what
and
you mean.
then
I get
yeah,
what you mean.
yeah, like probably Pistons and like Magic like top of the list for me
It
at
is
least.
funny though. It is funny you say that though, because just last off season, the Thunder were the black eye of the league, and they've been tanking for 20 years, and we've been so trash. Yeah. Nah, it's good to see. It's good to see, especially franchises like that are normally used to being the top of the league. The Pistons have such a great history. Um, so it's nice to see that these teams they're not settling for just, oh, we'll just sell our fans on whatever the next top prospect is in the draft. We're actually being proactive and trying to come up. And I think teams like the Thunder, like the Kings, have actually inspired those like bottom dwellers to say, okay, we're only a couple years away from being that young bright team that can make some noise. But speaking on the other side of the bracket, the Suns signed Vogel now for a lot less, a lot less than 30 million, a lot less than that. Um, to be honest, it's a W just because they didn't sign Doc Rivers. It's a W enough. They were rumored to get him, and that was going to be fun. That was going to be too funny, if that happened. But I feel like Vogel he got put in an unfair situation with the Lakers. He won a ring. Next year, both of his stars are hurt, and then the year after, they're expecting him to win with any given night. They don't have LeBron or AD. They got Russ with a bunch of almost the rest of the roster is not even in the league anymore.
Yeah.
Trevor, they're hoping for Trevor Ariza to come save the season. You go down the line of that roster. I've seen it too many times. None of them in the league anymore. Uh, so getting fired off that when you were a championship coach just 2 seasons prior. We already spoke about the quick trigger of teams in the league. It's kind of the coach is the first thing to change. It's the easiest thing to change, but uh, Vogel, obviously, his strong point is his defense. That's what he brings to a franchise. I don't really, I don't know about the Suns. I don't know about that fit, but I mean, he's a good coach. Good coach, I guess. It's a bit
Yeah.
surprising. Didn't see it coming.
And now it'd be interesting to see what he does with the team because Suns have a lot to do in the off season
What to
because
do?
they need to like restructure their bench. So I'm interested to see what they do and like what Vogel like still now it's his team and what he plans to do, what he wants. As you said, he's a defensive coach, and right now I don't even know who's their best defender on the team.
Uh, yeah. I don't see Aiton back. I don't see Aiton back.
Yeah.
Really, they should they should try to see if they can leverage Aiton and CP3 into a bench or some sort of depth.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, there's a lot there. They need
Aiton
to.
paces. for Milestone and Buddy Hield.
Yeah. Run it back, run it
The
back.
same trade, but like for different team.
Yeah.
Milestone and Buddy Hield for every single player in the league.
Oh man, like that. Oh, we honestly, Miles Turner's literally been in the trade. In the trade, he's been in trade rumors since his rookie year.
Yeah.
Um, he's been in trade rumors so long. Like he was in trade rumors when Paul George was there. Like, it's it's crazy. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, Vogel might have been there still, but
You never know.
yeah, I don't know. To be honest, with the Suns, with the Sixers, there's so many question marks. There's so many question marks. Uh, yeah, Monty. I'm sure Monty he sleeps well at night knowing that he's with the Pistons and not with the Suns anymore. For
Yeah.
sure. But lastly, the Celtics, they've had a lot of coaching turnover in the last year. Um,
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone on their staff is a rocket now. Um, but a W signing South Cassell, he's been someone that's been up for head coaching jobs the last 5 years or so, and he's what the doctor ordered in terms of that. They definitely took a hit in terms of culture, and I think he brings that. He brings experience. He's a veteran. He's been there. He'll definitely have the respect of the locker room,
Oh
and
yeah, 100%.
that's the type of thing you need beside you when you are a first time head coach.
Yeah, I think like guess what, Joe literally lost everyone. They lost Stoudemire throughout mid-season, and now what? Three
Vardy, like
coaches left to go to Ime, like to coach for Ime. But to be fair, like those three were like they came in with Ime, so that kind of
yeah,
makes sense.
that's literally his stuff
But
because it's weird because Missoula obviously was part of the stuff as well. It's weird for you signed up, especially it being 1 year in as well.
yeah,
Like, we just signed we just signed to Ime's stuff, and you're telling me a year later, like, yeah, we're gonna go with him. Of course, of course.
yeah, but like Sam Cassell is a big dog. Like he's
Big
known like in the franchise already. So he, as you said, he's gonna be very respected in the dressing room. And yeah, he's been one of the Celtics like finalists. I think before Ime took over. So like it's like no brainer to do this. I just interesting to see who else like Joe brings.
Yeah. I think this is the type of hire that will attract other high level assistants as well. So
One
yeah,
hundred percent.
definitely did the right thing with that. But let's get into the finals. Let's get into the finals. Yeah, enough of that Celtics talk. Let's talk about the finals now.
Yeah.
All right. Game one. Game one. Game one, it was looking like, yeah, Nuggets and five is, yeah, I think we were right. I think we were right. Murray was just cooking them any way possible, however you want it. Murray was,
Everyone was cooking.
well, everyone was cooking, but Murray, Aaron Gordon, was just, everyone was a baby. They all their mismatches, you attacking those. Uh, MPJ aggressive on both ends. You had a few blocks there. He accidentally passed a few times. It was just crazy, crazy. And then Jokic is dominating how he dominates with scoring, assisting. Um, as you said, everyone was cooking. It was balanced. Scoring was balanced, and they were dominating most of the game. They let Miami back into it towards the end. They made it interesting, but it was looking like they had control of the series, and there was a few things they had to tweak in terms of their late game execution and not letting go, but it was more of a complacency thing than Miami were a lot better than us. Um, Game two, though, I mean, do you have any more to say about game one?
Well, game one, like, I guess it's I don't think like there's anything that like as you said, like everyone was cooking, like everything went well, and but like I think like that's a problem with quite a few teams that like they forget how like relentless Heat are. They will. It doesn't matter what big the score is. Like they will try to get back into the game, and then at the
Spoelstra will
end,
leave them in and say, like, figure it out. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
I'm not taking you out.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Like they will. They will just like with a blink in the eye. They can be down 16, and then like minute after there's like 2 point game.
yeah.
Especially when they have players like Butler, like Stru's playing well in the series. Game Vincent is probably the, I would say, what maybe second, third best player now in the series. So yeah, you can't let he get into the game.
Yeah, on the Heat side as well, I mean, they were just cold shooting. They weren't hitting open, but it was a lot of open looks in game one. I think they were like 4 for 17 from three at the half. Um, but it was good looks. It was open looks, and we'll talk more about that as we get into game two. That the Heat have had a lot of open looks throughout the series from three, especially, and um, like coaches not been happy about that. But the thing, game one, they did not get to the free throw line at
Yeah,
all.
like that's
Literally
crazy.
2 free throws, which is the lowest in NBA in playoff history.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
believe it was
probably.
playoff history. That is wild. And it's not one of those games you came away thinking, oh, refs. No, like the way they were attacking, they were just not attacking the rim. They were not drawing fouls. Which is just strange to see only 2 free throws for a whole game. I think the Nuggets had
When
20.
you have Butler on the team as well,
Yeah, yeah. Like Butler, he normally go for 2 free throws at least a quarter
minimum.
minimum. You know, so what else? Yeah, they went for the approach of doubling Jokic from the start, uh, which obviously opened up Jokic to play make. Um, yeah, and Jimmy was pretty passive. And he's had those moments quite a bit since the Knicks series. He hasn't been as aggressive. Uh, but going into game two, boy, yeah, we have a series. We have a series because the
Yep.
Heat split that. Oh yeah, sorry, back in game one as well. Matt Strus just hit nothing. Just couldn't hit a
But
single.
he was like oh for like he missed 10 3 pointers in the
0
first
for
game.
9, 0, yeah, 0 for 10. Was it like 1 for 10 overall? 0 for 9 from three. Um, Bet you were loving that.
Yeah. Well, without like Struz had bad series against Celtics, but like compare Caleb Martin,
Caleb
guy with like
Martin
19 points, 19 points a game against Celtics. He's
used up
averaging what
that.
4 points.
He had
It's
that. He
just
had, he had that
painful.
10 game. He had that 10 game attribute boost from 2K. Just ran out.
Probably
Yeah, just ran out.
just painful to see. Like how he played against us and now how he's playing against Wenger. It's like it's day and night completely. Two
Yeah,
different players. I think now it's his brother's playing, not him.
yeah. He swapped back. He swapped back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes no sense. Yeah,
It's that altitude, man. Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
We'll
yeah.
see in game three. We'll see
Must
game
be the
three.
altitude versus the the what were the Knicks saying about Miami? That Miami Heat, like it's
Oh
unbearable.
yeah.
Climate change. This is different, man. But yeah, game two, on the Nuggets side, it was pretty much their bench that was keeping them in the game,
And
especially
Jokic.
yeah, Jokic. But even in the non-Jokic minutes, the bench was able to not just keep the lead, but extend the lead
Yeah.
early in the game. Christian Brown, he was hooping. He was hooping. But yeah, Jokic, man, he was just dominant from everywhere. Anywhere you wanted it. In the paint at three. It's weird though because I don't know, maybe like teams can't comprehend this him aesthetically, like how he looks, but it just doesn't seem like he's respected from three that much, even though he is shooting like was it like 50% from three in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But it just seems like But it is the way he shoots it. He'll just be out there and he'll just be like, all right, cool. He'll be like, cool.
Yeah,
yeah,
he always waits a few seconds to see if
yeah.
anyone comes like
Yeah,
close
he
enough.
will wait
There's
a
like
little
no
bit.
one.
He'll be like, all right, this time I'll shoot it. This time I'll shoot it. Uh, but yeah, he had a 18-point third quarter. He was just giving them anything they possibly wanted. Obviously, the conversation post game was all around them, the Heat forcing him into a scorer or whatever. And Spoelstra, when Ramona Shelburne asked him about it, said she had an untrained eye. Um, but since then, I think even Steve Kerr's come out and said, "Oh, that's how we played them as well. We make Jokic a scorer," which that's ingenuous because literally, who else did the Nuggets have when they played the Warriors?
Yeah, literally, like there's
No one
no
else.
make that comment makes no sense when like
Yeah,
there's no one else to score
there's
apart
no
from
one else to
Jokic.
score. But I don't see it that way. I don't think they forced him into a scorer. I think literally almost everyone around Jokic was not hitting any shots. And Jokic took it upon himself to say, okay, this is the type of game where I need to score to keep us in it.
Yeah, there was like few like possessions where like Jokic going into paint and there's like player like no one's guarding a player in the corner and he just looks at him and then goes to the basket and scores. He just like, nah, I'm not passing to you today.
You're not hitting it today. Because
Yeah,
early in the game he was finding people that just weren't making shots. I don't think it's Jokic that's any different. Like he's still finding people, and if they were making shots at the normal clip, he'd probably still have maybe not 10 assists, but it's 5, 6, 7 assists. Um, but you have to have that balance. You have to know, you have to recognize when, okay, they need me to score today because no one else is hitting anything. Um, but I think even more than that, it's easy to look at that and see, okay, Jokic averaged a triple double for the playoffs. He's always getting people involved. I think that because that was different today, and all that stat of every game he's had 40 points or more, they've lost. But I think it's more defensive why they were losing because the defensive breakdowns were just terrible. They were leaving so many
yeah,
wide open threes. You got KCP just fouling every jump shot. What there was just something that just made no sense. I can't remember who it was, but they pulled up from deep, and it wasn't a regular shot. It was a desperation, end of shot clock, and he fouls him in that scenario. I think it's just their defense. They're just leaving way too much wide open. They're messing up on pick and roll coverages where there's losing people. You got people over helping, whether it's on Jimmy, just over helping. I think it's more defensive than offensive, to be honest. They're just allowing
yeah,
the Heat to get into a rhythm, and then at that point, it's hard to beat them.
yeah. When he's on the rhythm, like it's very hard to beat them. And I think we need to give credit to like his defense as well. Like their zone defense, like as a Celtics fan, like his zone defense is one of the worst nightmares because when
Yeah,
he's playing zone, like I especially for Celtics, like they forget how to play basketball. So I feel
yeah,
like
I hate the
Nuggets
zone.
were the similar. Nuggets
Yeah,
were the similar. Like, I think like they forgot how to play when
yeah,
they see the zone and like they just yeah. But
because it firstly eliminated the pick and roll um for Jamal.
yeah,
And late in games, they like to go to that Jamal Murray, Jokic pick and roll or inverted one where it's Jamal setting the screen. And when you're playing against a zone, from experience, playing against a zone, it just kind of messes up kind of the flow. It almost baits you into just jacking up threes because of the looks that it allows. But they watching between the Celtics series and this series, they don't just play a regular 2-3. They'll switch it up and they'll kind of have someone come up a bit on the backside, and it'll just throw you off because you might spend a quarter thinking, okay, we've kind of figured this one out, and then they'll just throw a completely different one at you. Uh, so it just messes with you mentally. It makes you indecisive. It makes you think, and then now you've seen uh, Aaron Gordon, who was so much more confident in game one. Now he's a bit on edge. Like he doesn't know what to do. When you put him in that position, where he's, do I stay in the dunker spot? Do I come up here? Do I attack? I think he had a shot in the short corner where he kind of hesitated and didn't really know what to do. Um, so yeah, it just messes up with the flow that the Nuggets have had because they've just had a beautiful offense the whole playoffs, the whole season where everything just flows. So anything that you can do to stop that flow, I think that's more so the game plan is just messing up the flow of the Nuggets rather than just we're gonna make Jokic a scorer.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, then the fourth quarter was just dominant. Like 36 points and 90 possessions on 69% shooting. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? They just turned it up completely. And then Duncan Robinson coming off the bench. He's had a weird season. Obviously, he got paid. He got paid. Was he
Yeah.
the most highly, the highest paid undrafted player of all time?
Yeah.
And then there was points of the season where he's out of the rotation, even points of the playoffs he's out of the rotation,
Yeah.
and he just stepped up when he's been called.
Probably if Herro never gets injured, probably
Yeah,
Robinson
he
doesn't
probably
get
never gets
that
the
many minutes.
opportunity.
Yeah.
But he starts the fourth quarter with his own 10-0 run in in like 2 minutes, like 100 seconds. Yeah, it just wow. And then obviously Bam, he's like Jokic light in terms of how he offensively, how he does things. He doesn't get enough credit for the fact that he's a playmaker. They kind of run offense through him in a similar way they run it through Jokic. Um, and in that first game, obviously, he was kind of left to be the player. Malone said it as well. We'll live with him taking 26 shots. I didn't feel like his game one. I didn't feel like he was just jacking up shots. I feel like everything was pretty much a good shot. But yeah, in that game too, the amount of impact he was able to have on both sides. I think what was his fourth quarter was 7 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, and a block in just the fourth quarter. He was just managing offense, creating plays for everyone on the team, and it was kind of like flipping the switch. Flipping the switch in terms of between the two teams. It was the Heat that were getting more of the free flow offense and getting everyone involved, and then it was it was almost like an opposite game between Bam's game
Yeah.
one. Jokic, obviously, Jokic is a better player, so it's more a 40 instead of a 26. But it's like, okay, he's kind of doing everything, and everyone else is not involved. Not necessarily not involved, but they just weren't making shots. You see that screenshot of MPJ where he has
Yeah.
3 players under the basket, like 4 players open, he's pulling up. I don't. It's so funny. I be
It's
laughing.
like typical MPJ. It's like typical
Yeah,
MPJ. He won't pass. He'll just shoot.
it's literally Michael get the rebound, Porter Jr. Like, his teammate grade is always an F minus. It's so funny though watching him because it's like you just how he plays, but sometimes when he just catches a ball, just jacks it straight away. I'm just like, there's no way. There's no way. That's a different type of green light. He's taking shots I don't even think Curry takes.
Oh yeah, he doesn't care. He just shoots straight away.
Yeah.
He's literal definition of catch and shoot.
Yeah. He no he, the most the possession stops to him every time. Just get the rebound. Just get the rebound. Obviously, yeah, Max Strus, he had a bounce back game and he
Yeah.
he he set the tone early. He just took it personally. He was hitting everything in the first quarter, in the first half. Yeah, so obviously, elephant in the room. Jimmy Butler, he's struggling. He's not really been himself since the injury in the Knicks series. See a lot of Heat fans pissed at Josh Hart. As a Celtics fan, though, how you because obviously a lot of them said get over it with Tatum going down.
Yeah. Yeah, literally like every like there was like posts like with like I hate Josh Hart and then like literally was it Gabe Vincent or Caleb Martin just extended like the leg as well? Like just come on, like just it's not the first time that he player does it as well. And Heat fans are just, oh no, Josh Hart's my like most hated player now of all time. Just
Look, we're
because,
at the end of the day, we're in the finals now. We've had 82 games and then another 2 months on top of that. There's
yeah,
no healthy teams anymore. It doesn't happen. There's no healthy teams in June. The NBA plays a ridiculous amount of games. It's just not physically possible for there to be a fully healthy team in this deep into the season. So you just have to deal with it, man. Like it's tough though. Obviously, Jimmy's clearly not having the same output that he had uh in the Bucks series. Um and but it's like you can't get the credit when you're going well and not get it and not get any of the blame when it's not going well. That's why he won Eastern Conference Player of the yeah, that's why he won if Eastern Conference Finals MVP, even though really the only reason he even got it to 7 is because of his poor play in those. Not the only reason, obviously the Celtics had a lot to do with it, but a big reason was his poor play in games 4 through 6. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what. Are we gonna do this every year? Are we gonna discredit every team that wins because a player was injured when that's just how it goes? You can't play. I'm telling you, if you go do a physical activity for 4 days a week for like 8 months, you're gonna be hurt at some point. It's just gonna
Yeah.
happen. Just sports. Um, but in terms of basketball itself, though, obviously the Heat made some they made a lineup change, bringing Love into the starting lineup, which allowed him to guard Aaron Gordon instead of Jimmy, and Jimmy um to guard Jamal for extended periods, which obviously like he's putting in he's definitely having an impact on the defensive end.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
he had pretty good playmaking as well throughout the game. It's just that dominant scoring that everyone's used to him having in the playoffs. But do you think there's anything that the Nuggets are doing specifically that is stopping Jimmy from being playoff Jimmy?
I feel like yeah, Nuggets are defending well, but I feel like, as I said, like the still that foot probably affects him more, and but at least like he's still contributing a lot to the team. Like he's not scoring as much as in the Bucks series when like he had like 30, 40 point games, but like, he still contributed a lot like on offensive end, like playmaking, still scoring, like going to the basket. Well, apart that game one where like they had zero free throws, but like on defensive end as well. So I don't know. It's like tough to say because he's first of all he's not fully healthy. So
Yeah. And sometimes I feel he just has his up and downs where he's not always aggressive as well.
yeah,
You can see that from pretty much the whole regular season until the last couple months when they had to string games to
maybe.
get the play.
Yeah,
He just kind of flips a switch where he's like, okay, now I'm gonna do it. And he's always said himself that his mindset's not always been I'm the number one scorer. He said everyone on the team has their days and he defers a lot. Uh with the with Herro. So what are your thoughts on Herro coming back? Because they're saying he's experiencing a bit of discomfort in shoot rounds. So there's a bit of uncertainty about him playing, but also that he's spoken out himself within the team about not wanting to ruin the rhythm of the team. Do you think it makes sense this late in the season, this late in the run, to add that component? Because obviously he was their leading scorer throughout the regular season.
yeah, it will be difficult because, as he said himself, he doesn't want to ruin the rhythm of the team because they played basically whole series without him, like whole playoffs basically without
And
him.
it's a completely different. The way they play is completely different. In the regular season, they were one of the worst scoring teams in the league.
Yep,
Um, and a big part of their jump. Obviously, a lot of the players, their 3 point shooting has gone way up. But also the fact that it has been more equal opportunity, and obviously Herro, as even though he's a sixth man, he was kind of looked to carry a lot of the scoring load. And his style of play is more so him dominating the ball a bit in terms of him shooting. That's a pretty big piece to add this late into the year. Obviously, there's value in just him being a decoy in itself, and the fact that the Nuggets
Yeah.
defense will have to respect him and have to respect his shot, and that will open up the floor for players like Jimmy. For that reason, I do
But
think,
like, if he comes in, who loses the minutes on the team?
yeah, that's true.
Like that, I think that because like everyone contributing, maybe like match twos, who's just basically playing.
Yeah,
Then Hero plays the same way as Max, who just shoot when he can. Or Robinson, because like you can't take out Gabe Vincent. Like Gabe Vincent is like they're one of the biggest pieces now, so you can't take out Gabe Vincent for Tyler Hero.
yeah,
But yeah, and if he's 100% healthy, maybe bring him off the bench like for a few minutes just to like have a feel with it, and then like if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
yeah. I think they should. I think it depends on how game three goes, and then you need to at least try it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to at least try it out, even if it's in garbage time. Just throw him in and see how he responds. Um,
I feel
Unrelated.
like garbage time would be perfect for him
Yeah, 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 yeah.
because like he can like shake off that rust and like
Get off the rust.
see how he feels in like proper game.
See how it goes in 5-on-5 intense basketball.
Yeah.
So it's a lot different to him just getting shots up in practice. But another lineup related thing is just get Cody Zeller off the floor, man. He just Jokic he's doing unspeakable things to that man. He's doing the things we always say he's gonna do to Bam. He's just been eating that guy alive. Like it's not fair. It's not fair. Like put him out of
And
his
he plays like what, like 6 minutes a game, and he's still like
he's okay. He's no, it's literally that I saw that Larry Bird quote. He's like
yeah, why are you letting
you put a
a
white
white
man.
boy guard me? Yeah.
Jokic
He feels
is
disrespected.
yeah. But like Cody Zeller's done good things. He had some decent minutes in the Celtics series and every but this is not his series. Jokic is just eating him alive. He did
Yeah.
nah, get him off the court. Get him off the court. This guy's off the court. He's not ready for prime time.
Nah.
Yeah. Do you think this is now I don't think I think our prediction in terms of games is wrong now. I don't think that was the last game they'll win with the Heat.
I don't know. I can still see going at 5.
It could still go 5. I do believe
The
that
thing is, I would like to go 5 because I feel like it would be more special if they ended winning at home.
yeah, no, you're right.
So I either wanted 5 or 7 at this point because I want to finish the games in Denver. But with Game 7, you never know. Like it's
Yeah,
50-50.
game 7 you don't know what's gonna happen and it's yeah. I see
But
what
I
you
still definitely can see it going 5 still.
it could. I I walk away still believing that the Denver are just a level above. And
Yeah.
if they clean up their defense, I think it's a lot of execution things. It's not that they have to make any big adjustments or anything like that. They just have to make the mental adjustment of like you're in a fight. You're in a fight when you play the
Yeah.
Heat fight. They will outwill you, and outwork you if you give them the opportunity. And a game is just not over. They're not gonna roll over at any point in the game. Because once you make it through to this point as the 8 seed, everything they've been through, every playing game, um, the trade deadline that they had, and it pretty much feeling like it was over for them. Uh, they've had so many points of the season where you'd say, okay, it's over, or it's just easier to where, why are we gonna fight this hard? Like the Bulls are about to beat us. Why are we gonna fight this hard just to go out to the Bucks in the first round? That was pretty much everyone's thoughts. Like why even, you know what I mean? So to get to this point, they're gonna leave it all out there, especially because they've been here before and they've known what it felt like to make it this far and fall short. They're not gonna roll over. So you're gonna have to. That was the thing that I was happy about getting this matchup, is that this is one of those fights you watch where you're gonna have to beat the fighter. They're not gonna beat themselves, and you're gonna have to put your foot on their neck and knock them out. Like, you're not gonna. Yeah, you can't just go up
100%.
20 in the first quarter and they're just gonna throw the towel, or even going down 20, going into the third. A lot of the games I've watched this playoffs, where they're like, it's 20-point game with 8 minutes left. Like, we'll worry about the next game. And the Heat could have done
Yeah,
that too. They could have thought, know what, we'll go we'll go home and we'll protect home court. Like, we'll let that go. But they have the mentality coached by Spoelstra. I hope we get a 30 for 30 one day where we find out what he showed his locker room before game 7. It's getting I'm getting scared. I don't know what he showed them, because they're holding out like some government secrets right now. But
yeah.
yeah, it's just the mentality of it. Have you seen that meme on Twitter about it's like free flowing offense and offensive execution versus the power of friendship with the Heat. It is just literally they've just got the chemistry and they're so together, and it's like next man up, stepping up mentality, from game
Yeah,
to game,
always.
what to expect. Uh,
Oh, that's that Heat culture
the
over
Heat,
there.
the Heat culture, yeah. So, but yeah, the Nuggets will win this.
They should win. They
Should
should win.
they should
Should
win
win.
this. They should definitely win this. But they're gonna need a lot more from Jimmy if the Heat are gonna
Yeah,
make this a competitive and an extended series for sure. But they're where they want to be though. They're where they want to be. Tied the series, got one on which I did not expect them to get one. Uh,
yeah, same.
to win the first 2 games. So they've stolen home court, and we'll just have to see what happens moving forward. But this is a great series to me, because seeing two teams, just the way they're going at, it's not just, LeBron carrying a team, or this player's greatness versus this player's greatness. It is really like a team. We are finding out who's the best team in the playoffs. I think
Yeah,
more than any year in the past, we're really finding out who from top to bottom, from the coaching staff all the way to the personnel, 8 players deep. We're finding out who's built to win,
for
and
sure.
that's more than you can ask for, because we fans have been complaining about, well, we get Warriors Cavs every year, we get this and that every year. We want some parity in the league, and as soon as you get parity, they're like, "Oh, we're not watching this." Like, what do you want? Do you want parity, or do you just want your team to have a chance? You just want your team to have a chance. Like, let's be real. Uh,
Yeah,
Now this is good hoops, man. This is good hoops
yeah. Good basketball all around.
for sure. And I'm gonna miss this when I do. Part of me does hope this is an extended series. I just don't see it. I think the Nuggets find a way to steal one, if not both, back in Miami, and but we'll see how it goes. This playoffs has just been special for me, just because of how this high level every game has been. There hasn't been too many
Oh yeah,
blowouts, and it's just, yeah, just appreciating it as a fan. Um, but yeah, nah, it's good hoops. We're gonna continue to cover it as long as it goes, but hopefully when we come back again, it is, yeah. I do hope it's a bit a bit of a longer series, man. I don't want him. I don't want him to end it quick.
I just want to see that Jokic trophy picks as soon as possible.
You're right. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you. Yeah, it's funny though, like watching it neutrally. Um, when you watch it as a fan, it's been a minute since my team's been in the playoffs, but when you watch it as a fan and you're always like, can we just win as soon as possible, please? Can we just win as soon as
Yeah,
possible? And now I'm watching it, I'm
yeah,
like, I just want more hoops as well as much hoops as possible. But yeah, now it's been a good playoffs, and this is a perfect matchup to end because you don't have to worry about any team not bringing their best.
yeah, 100%.
But on another note, though, I don't the way the NBA is the way they're marketing this and the way they're pushing this, it's been terrible. Firstly, I
Like,
hate
did you see the comparison to last year's box score to this year's box score? Like, they're treating it like it's a
nasty.
regular season game.
It's like a game of match. If I flick through channels and I just went to this game, I was just, what's going on? And even
Yeah,
the previews before the games, I remember the Lakers Warriors one, and even the Heat Celtics, the previews like promoting it, they just felt they really got you ready for the game. Like this is like some
yeah.
historical stuff right here. But this one just feels it's just it don't even feel as special as a Christmas game. You know what I mean? So
Oh yeah, well, yeah, yeah,
and I hate the direction the league is going in with all these minimalist designs and getting rid of the trophy at home court, making some tiny logo presented by YouTube TV, and it's like, come on, man, why are they working so hard to make their league not feel special? Like, it's crazy.
yeah. I don't
Uh,
know.
yeah, I don't get it at all, man. It's not it because I just there's just so many nostalgic moments looking back. I guess maybe because we were younger, we were kids, but still, just even when you watch it now and you look back and you really feel like this is like a special game. Like, if you got a new
Yeah,
fan to just watch this game, you could literally tell them that this was just a random regular season game and they believe you just because it's like, yeah, you don't get that same atmosphere watching it on TV. Obviously, I'm sure at the arena itself, it feels like a finals game, but it's not coming through on the screen. So I think the league definitely has to do better. It almost feels like
yeah,
they just
100%.
almost feels like they're salty they didn't get the Lakers Celtics matchup, so they're like,
Oh,
they're like,
definitely. That's definitely the case.
yeah,
That 100% one of the things.
it would definitely not be like this if it was Lakers Celtics. It would
Nah.
not be like this at all.
To be fair, when you think about it, like if it was Lakers Celtics, it would be like who wins their 18th
18.
championship.
There'd be a banner for 18 thing. There'd be all types of things, man. Yeah. It would definitely feel way more iconic. I can't lie. It would. It would.
Well, obviously,
Yeah.
makes sense. To be fair, it
Yeah,
makes
of
sense.
course.
Like, it
It
was
should.
Lakers
It should.
Celtics, yeah.
It should, but still, you as a league, you want to,
But yeah, they should treat these like as a proper finals.
yeah, as a business, as a league, you should make it to where every year there's gonna be years more special than others, but every year should feel you should be able to tell the difference between a regular season game and a playoff game, and between
Yeah,
the first two rounds and the finals, it should be a big difference. And it doesn't help having ESPN's talking show at halftime and all that. And they're just like, I'm sure game 3 you can have halftime. They're talking about LeBron to the Mavs. You know what I mean?
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, that's why we're doing everything we can to keep the focus on where it should be, for sure.
yes.
But yeah, yeah, we'll be back. We'll talk about more, but now that's it. It's a wrap. We out.